overfishing is happening in the status quo. In our uniqueness, we're telling you on our link story that we are the only ones that actually solve for the population growth of fish, which is going to be key to preventing biodeclops. Now on the line by line. First, they say that small fish can produce population too. We're telling you that older fish can produce more, which means that the only way to solve back for the bad harms that we've already done is to overproduce fish, which means that we solve for the which means that we don't have to actually solve for the overfishing because we can just increase the population. They say that Japan will backlash. This is absolutely not true. The United States has security agreements with Japan. They don't want to backlash against us because we would take away their security agreements. Second of all, they're especially freaked out right now because of North Korea increasing their nuclear program, which means that they have an even greater reason to support the United States. They say that they backed out of some treaty that we had with them, but we also just signed a treaty with them over mercury pollution, showing that they want to cooperate with the United States over issues in the status quo. They say that those are alternative causes to global warming. They're completely mishandling our scenario, right? Even if global warming and pollution is happening, we're telling you that biodiversity collapse is going to much more quickly collapse.
They're saying that global warming and pollution are going to cause the biodeclass.
Right.
They don't solve for that.
They don't solve at the point that they don't solve for global warming or pollution, and they don't address the brink arguments that we're articulating. That means that there's only a risk that the affirmative will be able to solve for biodeclass, which we're telling you is a huge impact because it'll happen so quickly at the point that that there's already a brink of overfishing happening in the status quo. There's no terminal offense for them on Advantage 1. On Advantage 2. They're completely mishandling what we're saying here today.
The Caribbean was just an empiric.
Oh, and they say that we don't link to the Caribbean. That was just an empiric showing when this biodiversity collapse has happened before. Second of all, we're able to solve because of the fact that fish travel through water and all the ocean, like the ocean is connected in the whole world, right? That means if we can solve for overfishing or population in one place, we can solve for it everywhere. On the line by line of Advantage 2. They say that natives and corporations can fish right now. We're telling you that natives are getting screwed over by corporations in the status quo. They're not responding to these arguments. They say that corporations are decreasing fishing in the status quo. We're telling you that overfishing is happening right now. They're missing the nuance of our arguments, telling you that corporations are uniquely overfishing right now. They say global warming and population again. Cross-apply my arguments from the other Advantage. They say that natives are getting increased rights in the status quo. We're telling you that natives have empirically been screwed over, right? Just go check this argument. Natives have always been the ones that the government has excluded out of policies or purposely screwed over. We can fix one instance of this that is happening right now. They say the United States is gaining credibility on human rights, but we're not gaining credibility on natives specifically because of the fact that we're allowing corporations to overfish, which is causing fisheries to be closed down, which means that natives can't continue their cultures and traditions. They say that this is going to get co-opted by corporations and natives are going to be bought off, but what we're doing is we're preventing the fisheries from being closed down, which means that corporations and natives will have equal access in the world of the plant. They say that they're on the impacts. They say that there's a positive view of natives. Even if there's a positive view amongst the population, it's only policies that we enact that affect populations that matter. They're not responding to the fact that we'd be enacting a policy that would actually take a stance for natives. They say that we're only targeting one population, which means that we can't solve, but it gives the United States overall credibility and it solves an atrocity that's ongoing in the status quo. Tom tells you that you have a moral obligation to vote on this. They say that we won't solving fishing won't increase value to life, but it absolutely will at the point that we allow these natives to continue their cultural traditions, and they say that this creates judge intervention. Judge intervention is inevitable in a debate where you ultimately are going to have to decide which impacts matter, which means that you should probably prioritize the ones that have the biggest impact on real people's lives. On the K. First on the framework, you should evaluate the impacts of the PMC versus the K because otherwise they move the entirety of the PMC and it's key to topic-specific education. Second argument is going to be that utilitarianism is good, right? It's the most equal philosophy. It's the only way that we can be objective and trace the consequences of things, which is going to be especially important at the point that we're reading impacts about native populations being screwed over. Next argument is going to be on the links. First is turn. Managerialism is good. That's what allows us to prevent things like global warming from happening. What they're telling you is basically to let global warming happen by not managing the environment. Second argument is going to be that managerialism is inevitable at the point that the government is not going to listen to a stupid K that was right in a debate round. They're always going to try to solve huge problems that affect the entire population of the world, such as pollution and global warming, which have really bad impacts on people like asthma. Next argument is going to be that bad ontology can actually lead to good policies. Think of something like penicillin, which was created by someone fucking around with a bunch of chemicals in a lab, but still created a really useful policy that saved millions of people's lives. They say that reason that you have a pen in your hand, that you're able to follow this debate, rather you're able to go to college and to engage in this activity. None of those things would exist without capitalism. They said that we should reject the mindset of domination over the natives. We are absolutely doing that. We're equalizing our relationship with the natives. They say that,
They meant nature.
oh, I think they meant nature, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cross-apply the arguments again that I already said that, right, we're preventing domination over nature, right? By allowing these fish populations to spur, that means that we don't have to assert dominance over them, and that means we solve for future policies screwing over screwing over the fish populations. The status quo links way more than the plan does. They say that we what else did they say? Okay. Next is going to be the first argument is going to be perm. You can do both. This is going to be the key to building multiple ontologies. At the point that we exclude people, we can't engage in conversations about why managerialism is bad, which is going to be important for education because that means that we can include more people in the discussion. Second argument is going to be perm. Do the plan and all non-mutually exclusive parts of the alt. This puts them in a double bind. Either their alt is able to solve for every instance, or they're not able to overcome this one instance, which means their alt isn't actually able to solve. Next argument is going to be that their alt is really bad. At the point that we don't solve for things like global warming, that means we're all going to die. And next term is going to be do the plan to talk about this out of round, which means talk about the alt out of round, which means that we're still able to talk about what they want. Okay, on the T. First argument is going to be that basically we're telling you in our break scenario that these populations are on the brink of extinction, which means we absolutely need. Second argument is the counter interpretation is that overfishing means fishing to the point of where fish population is endangered, which is absolutely what's happening. This is absolutely predictable. This is one of the main things that comes up in order. It's absolutely predictable because our plan is exactly what comes up when you look up how to control for fish populations. We should prefer the depth of education over. We should absolutely prefer the depth of education, which is what the affirmative provides because we talk about one specific policy, and we create limits for the debate by talking limits for the debate. You should vote on competing interpretations and reasonability and have an extremely high threshold for voting on T.
Oh, we can cross X, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right, okay. You can prep, I will cross X, okay? All right, so did you mention predictability as a standard?
Yes.
Where?
On the T, where you read a predictability standard. I said this is the most predictable affirmative because this is exactly what comes up when you look for how to control for overfishing.
No, on the on the T. Did you read anything on predictability?
Yes, I just told you what I just read. You said that on.
That was on parametricize. Okay, fine. Never mind. You didn't say cross apply though. Okay. Did you read anything against strat skew on the T? No. Okay, so that was a standard on the T. Did you read anything? I mean, I'm just gonna. Okay. Did you read anything on the GOP backlash to that?
No, but we're gonna cross apply some arguments if it becomes a problem since you shelled it out in about 12 seconds at the end.
Yes, but you did not read anything against.
We didn't directly
awesome.
answer.
Okay, cool. Let's see. All right, so you have two.
This is my speech, so.
Cool. Okay, let's go.
All right. Let's go just groundfish and natives. And I'm gonna put. Let's just keep this separate. Then I'm gonna go K and T on bottom. All right. So basically the same order. All right.
Will you just be sure to signpost?
Yeah, for sure. Alright. Ready? Okay. So regarding groundfish, they said that we must